Hi, it's Dr. Kerschner from Victory Wellness and Med Spa in Cincinnati and Naples. And we're going to talk a little bit about vitamins, supplements that is just so important to replenish, especially after 50, for our body, because we just don't get enough sometimes in our food because we eat so much processed foods. Foods are refrigerated for the long time, like vegetables really lose their potency with each day of refrigeration. So we don't have as many supplements as we think that we do in our bodies. Also, process of aging decreases absorption. For example, vitamin B12 typically is not absorbed well through the stomach. Iron doesn't get absorbed well for some people. So people are deficient in some of these supplements. So what I favor is what's called pharmaceutical grade supplements, because they are made by the pharmacies and they are considered pure, meaning they don't have additives like silica, talcum powder, and all the colors and all that stuff that you'll see if you get it from a health food store or Kroger's. Also, the most important, that they guarantee 99% absorption. For example, many of the supplements out there, simply sugar pills or talcum powder, they don't really have the active substances or have very little. Well, not pharmaceutical grade. When you do a lab, you can count on seeing vitamin D, B12, DHEA. It's going to be well absorbed into your body without all the other additives that could actually be toxic for you. So we can start talking maybe a little bit about what I like when I do hormone replacement, even without hormone replacement, if you just want to help yourself. So this one is pregnenolone. It's a supplement. These are pro-hormones. And pregnenolone is very important in forming myelin sheath around the brain, cells, nerve cells in the brain, and it actually prevents Alzheimer and degenerative disease by myelin coating the nerve cells, which is very important because it is a myelin degeneration that causes dementia. So this is a very important pro-hormones. Also, it's very important in progesterone synthesis, cortisol synthesis. It's a major player in our bodies. So, for example, when, just to give you an example how important it is, pregnenolone is a pro-hormone. It can either go into a pathway of progesterone in a woman or cortisol. Do you know how women stress because they can't conceive? They go to all these in vitro clinics. They're always anxious. And guess what happens to them? This pregnenolone takes a pathway of stress, cortisol. So all the pregnenolone body utilizes to produce cortisol stress response because they're so anxious about not being able to have a baby. So they're not making any progesterone, and that is why they can't get pregnant. That answer is very simple, and if answered correctly, could save you thousands and thousands of dollars. So what we see, as I worked in birthing centers myself before, what we see once a woman relaxes, has her baby that she got in an in vitro clinic, right? She relaxes, pregnenolone goes into progesterone pathway, and boom, she gets pregnant naturally. We see it all the time in birthing centers. A miracle baby happens right after that, because that's how important this prohormone is in our bodies. Next one is DHEA, sulfate. This is also a very important one. It's produced by the adrenals. It regulates anxiety and stress response, counteracts cortisol, so it helps us lessens anxiety, improves immunity, very important in modulation of chronic pain. So this is also a very important player, pro-hormone, precursor to testosterone. And then we have vitamin D that I like my patients to take, and because vitamin D, it's been shown levels 50 to 100 prevent many of the cancers, including breast, colon, among others, and also improve drastically immune response, as we've seen during COVID. Patients that have expired or passed away, many of them had low vitamin D. So this is a major player. This really is a hormone. It's a misnomer. This is not a vitamin, it's a cholesterol hormone. Next one that I like to recommend is melatonin for people to try for sleep. This is, again, a natural hormone, a natural way to sleep. That's very important in our sleep cycle, as opposed to taking Ambien and all the other chemical pills that actually get us addicted and disrupt our stage 4 of sleep. This one increases stage 4 of sleep, which is the very important one that gives us rest allows our bodies to repair, promotes cellular repair. Autophagy means there are big cells called macrophages that come out and eat up all the toxins in our body as we enter deep sleep. So it's very important that we have deep sleep. The next one I like to talk about is couple for cholesterol, because we see many people here that have high cholesterol, because that's our American way, our diet. People come in with high cholesterol, they put on statins, of course, immediately by their regular doctors, and statins can be very harmful, actually. They have many side effects, such as dementia, Alzheimer, muscle weakness, neuropathy, even liver disease. So those are not safe drugs, but what I like people to have is fish oil, for example, pure fish oil. It's very good in lowering cholesterol. And red rice yeast, there are studies that show that red rice yeast is equivalent to about 5 milligrams of Crestor. So it's a very powerful drug, besides diet, of course, to help to lower cholesterol naturally. My cholesterol has dropped from 230 5 years ago to 170 today. So as I'm aging, my metabolic profile is getting better. And we have turmeric and curcumin. So those are big players, anti-inflammatory agents. Those of you that have increased CRP, that have inflammation, which today, more so even than cholesterol, we're talking more that it's inflammation in our bodies that causes heart disease, strokes, various forms of cancer. So I do see people with elevated CRP. They don't know that they're at risk, but they are if you look at their lab. So those are two big players in lowering inflammation. Helps arthritis and any of the other inflammatory, rheumatoid arthritis diseases. So common to Victory Wellness in Naples or in Cincinnati, and we have many different types of these supplements, and we can tell you more about it and combat some of your problems naturally.